For number 7 through 10, we have to decide if it's going to be A, B, or C. So for A, finding square roots, we're going to look for no x term. So in number 7, we only have an x squared term, no x term. That's going to be A. If we continue to look down, we have 8. It has an x term, so that can't be A. Number 9 has an x term, 8x. That can't be A. Number 10 does not have an x term, so that's A. Okay, so to solve both of these are just like number 1 on your review. For this one, you're going to add 121. We have x squared equals 121. To get the squared out of there, you square root both sides. So x equals plus or minus 11. Make sure you have plus or minus on your answer, or I have to mark a point off. For number 10, same method. Subtract 5, and x equals 25. To square root both sides to get rid of the x squared part, and we have plus or minus 5. Now we move on to B, factoring. To factor, you need to try the x factor to see if it works. So in number 8, we have negative 16, and we want to know if we can reach negative 6. So if you look at your pink factor sheet, we have 16, 1 and 16, 2 and 8, 4 and 4. The only pair that can make negative 6 would be 2 and 8, where 8 is negative, because this side has to match signs if you use the smallest number here, biggest number here. Now we write this in factored form. So we have x plus 2 and x minus 8 equals 0. We want to solve each one of those. So x plus 2 equals 0. So it's just the opposite. Subtract 2. That would be negative 2. X minus 8 equals 0. Add 8. That would be positive 8. So our two solutions are negative 2 and 8. And we chose to do factoring B because x factor worked. So you would say it is factorable. In number 9, we try x factor again because we have those 3 terms. So we've got 11 to 8. But if you check out your factor sheet, 11 is only 1 and 11, and that cannot get to 8. So we can't factor this, which means that we will have to do C, quadratic formula, because it is not factorable. You will be given the quadratic formula on the test. So for this, we'll just go ahead and list our ABC, and I'll give you the formula. So A1, B8, C11. Remember that A, B, and C do not equal an x. They only equal a number. So for here we have our negative B value. So negative B is 8. Then it's plus or minus the square root. B squared goes here. So that would be 8 squared minus 4 times your A, which is 1, and then times your C, which is 11. This is all over 2 times A, which is 1. And then we simplify. So the negative 8 is just negative 8. The 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, now inside of the radical, let's break it down to 2 parts here. 8 squared is 64. And then you think of this as being a negative. So negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Times 11 is negative 44. So we simplify this part. We have negative 8 plus or minus. If we subtract, we get 20. And then we still keep the negative 8 and the 2. So this I would count as your final answer. Just like before, when you look at your 20, you should be able to know that that breaks down. You can simplify that. So if you want to go ahead and simplify that and do it correctly, I will give you more points for that. So 20 could break down to 4 and 5. 4 would be 2 and 2. So we would have negative 8 plus or minus. This becomes 2 radical 5 all over 2. And because all three of these parts right here are not in a radical, they can divide by 2. They're all divisible by 2. So I divide by 2, and then I can write my final answer. So negative 4 plus or minus, I don't need the 1, radical 5. And then I don't need to put it over 1. I can just be done right there.